Bathaya. Hey, Winter. Hey, baby. Try shit. Okay. Okay. We're going to get at it. Apologies for starting late, but it's going to get at it. I am Elder Ma'ai from Waking Highland Church. Today we're doing another review and Q&A session, and the review is according to the last week's lesson. So the questions that I will ask will come from the last week's lesson. With that, we're going to give our praise to the Most High. All hell Ahayah. All hell Ahayah. So let's go ahead and get in there. According to last week's lesson, what does exhort mean? Exhort. Yes, Sister Kanor.
To lift up or to uplift.
Okay. Anyone else?
To exalt.
Exhort means to exhort. Exhort. That's what I'm saying. Exhort. To exhort. How? How? Is that what we said? Is that what we said? It's to urgently give warning or advice. Look it up. Okay. EXHORT. Yeah. In your notes? Right. Okay. According to last week's lesson, what is faith to the world? What does faith mean to the world? According to last week's lesson, Baruch. Yes.
Just to believe.
Just believe in something. Yes. What does faith mean? According to last week's lesson. Sister Bathsheba.
Basically to believe everything that is written by the Most High.
Credence, moral conviction of religious truth or relying on God, believing that Messiah will fulfill prophecy or God's will. Okay. According to last week's lesson, who are the just? Excuse me. According to last week's lesson, who are the just? Sister Bathsheba.
Those who are blameless.
The righteous are those who keep God's commandments. And those who are blameless. According to last week's lesson, what separates us from God? According to last week's lesson. Sister Hannah?
When we quit, when we give up,
That's true,
the
but
separation.
we talked about it before that. Yes.
Sin.
Willfully sinning. Willfully sinning is what separates from God according to last week's lesson. That's what we brought out, that part. According to last week's lesson, let me get to the YouTube. Ain't none, ain't none. Ain't none right now. According to last week's lesson, what should motivate our faith? I'm sorry, what should our faith motivate? Motivate. What should our faith motivate according to last week's lesson? What should our faith motivate according to last week's lesson? Sister Atara. Obedience. Thank you. According to last week's lesson, how should we daily live our lives? According to last week's lesson, what do we bring out? Yes, Sister Hannah.
It's like if the Messiah will come tomorrow.
Actually,
As
as if Messiah was coming back today.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. According to last week's lesson, who are the thorns and briars? The thorns and briars. According to last week's lesson.
Those who won't do what the Most High said.
Those that go back into the world, they are rejected. Yep. Those who won't keep his commandments. According to last week's lesson, what happens when someone loses the protection of God? Give y'all a hint, it's a scripture. Very common one, yes. I don't know, I hear you though on the microphone.
You like that stray bull?
According to last week's lesson, it happens every time. Sister Milka. What?
They come back with more demons.
We mentioned that, but something happened before that. Yes, Sister Bathsheba.
Gives you over to a strong delusion.
Kind of. He gives them over to a strong delusion, and what? What happens when they have overcome with the strong delusion? It's part of the same scripture.
Is it every way to a man seem right?
It's in the same scripture. Quit blurting out stuff.
They believe the lies.
They believe the lies. What happened to those people, according to last week's lesson? Those who are given over to a strong delusion and believe the lies, what happens to them? According to last week's lesson. No, this life. They believe they're doing right. They believe they're doing what's right, but they're operating in error. They believe the lies. The lies is that they're operating right, and they're actually operating in error. According to last week's lesson, what is one of Satan's snares? What did we bring out last week's lesson? What is one of Satan's snares? He has many. What did we specifically bring? Yes, Sister Sheba.
Was it pride?
Concerning those people, Sister Milka.
Satan will give you what you think you need,
Well, hold on.
Satan will give you something that you think you need, and you think is good, but it's actually bad.
We talked about that, but that's not what I'm looking for in this particular question. According to those people who are given over to a strong delusion, believe the lies, they believe that they're doing right, what happens to them? Brother Baruch. It's very common. One of the snares that happens to those people was given over to a strong delusion. What do
believe they blessed, like
they
what
always do? Sister Sheba. Might be.
Is it they create their own righteousness? Nope.
Starts with an S. Those who break God's laws and give us a strong delusion, they get salvation. What do they always do? Yes. Okay. Those who are given those strong delusion and they believe the lies, what do they always do? Sister Shiva brought it out, but
Sin?
no,
No.
that's why they, yeah. It has to do with being the straight bull. It has to do with that, Sister Sheba. Okay.
Do they stop coming because shame?
It's another, yes, that's true, but it's another word I'm looking for. Remember up.
It don't start with an S, but
It
they
does.
isolate themselves.
Same thing.
Yeah,
Separate
yeah, okay.
themselves.
Yeah, separate themselves. Yeah.
To separate themselves. Yeah, isolate themselves. To get people to separate themselves from the saints. That's what we said in last week's lesson. According to last week's lesson, what must we labor in? Sister Sheba.
Is it labor and love with
Labor and
the
love.
brethren?
Love. Yeah. According to last week's lesson, why must we labor in love? According to last week's lesson, let's get it. To the chat is disconnected.
I think you had brought out that we must labor in love so we get to know each other better, so we won't jump to conclusions.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, the chat just came in. Thanks, Baruch. That's true, but anyone else want to give it a shot? It's a scripture, actually. I spilled the beans. For our soul's sake and for God's sake, must labor in love. According to last week's lesson, what is the work of the law? Y'all all should know this one. I said all the time, Sheba. I said, what is the work or the deed of the law today? What's the work of the law? Brother Brooke.
The execution of it.
The execution of the law. According to last week's lesson, the scriptures say of whom a man is overcome, of the same he is what? The scripture says, of whom a man is overcome, of the same he is what? Yes.
Bondage? In bondage too?
In bondage. A human man is overcome of the same he is in bondage. Next question. How often are we commanded to exhort one another? According to last week's lesson, how often are we commanded to exhort one another? Baruch?
Was it daily?
Daily. Next question. What must we hold steadfast until the end? According to last week's lesson. What must we hold steadfast until the end? What, son? That's true. Faith. There's another one too. Sister Sheba.
The law?
We must hold our confidence and faith until the end. Steadfastly. According to last week's lesson, what are we commanded not to be hardened by? According to last week's lesson, what are we commanded not to be hardened by? It's a scripture.
Is it be angry but don't sin?
What are we commanded not to be hardened by? Yes, Leviah. The deceitfulness of sin. According to last week's lesson, how must we present our bodies? Yes. So,
As a living sacrifice,
and that is what? Must be what?
blameless,
I'm looking
Pure.
for some else.
holy,
Holy and acceptable to God. Holy and acceptable to God. According to last week's lesson, we cannot be conformed to what? The world. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 more questions. According to last week's lesson, no, three more questions. Nope, 4. What must we be transformed by? According to last week's lesson, what must we be transformed by? Yes.
the renewing of the word.
The renewing of our minds. Brother Caleb, what must our love be without? Brother Caleb, what must our love be without? You asked this question in class. You said I made a song about it. I will praise you. My heart and my soul will praise you. What? What? Without dissimulation. Yep. Yes. Yep. That's the same thing. Same thing. Yep. Last 2 questions. What does preferring, Sister Bathia, what does preferring one another means?
Preferring one another means taking care of each other, looking out for one another, and not letting your brothers or sisters stumble or be stumbled.
According to last week's lesson, Bethia, I said the answer. 2 minutes later, you asked me the same question because you didn't hear it. Then I said to you, you don't know it again? According to last week's lesson, what does preferring one another means? Anyone else? Yes. Please.
I might be in the same seat with you, sis. Considering one another.
No. Yeah, y'all on a little short bus going to school. Let's see. Baruch? Yes. Yep. To leading the way or set the example.
Set an example for one another.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Please do. We asked this question already. This last question. What does dissimulation mean? Without hypocrisy. Well, hypocrisy. That's what it means. Any questions? Comments?
What was the last question, Elder?
What does dissimulation mean? Dissimulation. Girl. Hypocrisy, sis. Hypocrisy. Okay. 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 Yes. Yes. Brother Caleb. Any questions or comments before we get out of here? As always, I'm tired. It means hypocrisy.
It means
That's it, without dissimulation, without hypocrisy. No. Dissimulation means hypocrisy. So that means let our love be without hypocrisy or without dissimulation. Yeah. Any comments? Any questions? Going once? Going twice. Anyone in the chat has a question before we get out of here? Let me check the Facebook. Nope. Well, that's going to conclude our review and our Q&A. Most I will. We'll be here next Friday. Hopefully it'll start a little earlier, about 8:15, probably Eastern Standard Time. Because it's been a long day. What I say? 8:15. 8:15. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, the bed calling me. So we're going to close it out, y'all. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Love y'all. Most I will. See y'all when the sun is running towards the west. So let me close this out.